I have like no idea what the end point is for this show. It doesn't feel like I'm watching the final 8 episodes, and that is something that greatly concerns me. Um I feel like there are so many different storylines that the show still has to wrap up. And in addition, I feel like the writers and showrunner Angela Kang and the executive producers have been given added homework where they have to also set up three different spin-off shows at least, right? They have to set up the Untitled Daryl show. They have to set up the Maggie Negan spinoff, and then maybe I would presume they also have to set up this Rick and Michonne series now as well, since RJ and Judith are on the show. And I just my fear is that the show will not be able to adequately and efficiently wrap up the storylines that it already has while setting up all of those things that it needs to do while providing us with a satisfying conclusion to the show. Now, I've spoken at San Diego Comic Con. I was part of a press conference with Angela Kang and with Greg Nicotero and Scott Gimple, and all of them, when they were asked questions, I had asked a question specifically about this, whether these episodes were just serving to set up spin-offs or if we're getting like an actual ending to the show, and all of them reassured me that like there is a definitive ending for the show, and that these episodes do not simply exist to set up spin-offs. And I mean, as reassuring as that can sound, I mean it's kind of hard to feel like these final 8 episodes still uh don't have a lot to do. My other concern is that we were teased in the San Diego Comic Con trailer. We were teased that there were going to be these smarter walkers, a reference back to season one, but clearly season one meaning where there were some walkers that were picking up rocks and banging them against glass, and walkers who could open doors, like Morgan's wife, right, Jenny, and or at least she tried opening a door. And Aaron had teases in the San Diego Comic Con trailer that he's heard stories about these walkers who could climb walls and open doors. This is something that doesn't even come up in these first 2 episodes that I'm watching, so that I've watched. So I'm fearful of like, do we have time to also explore this while we're wrapping up the Commonwealth story, and or wrapping up the Commonwealth. Sorry that it got dark for a second. I'm kind of like I have a weird light setup. Well, that's it. So my concern is, yeah, can you add in stuff about smarter zombies? Can you wrap up the Commonwealth story? Can you also set up all of these other things and give us an adequate, satisfying conclusion to a show that's been on for over a decade? And I'm honestly not sure, and it makes me a little concerned. It makes me kind of sad watching these final episodes, because I don't necessarily like hold anything against the creatives here. I think that they've been given an almost impossible task. I think that I know that the cast and the crew were basically just floored when they heard that season 11 was going to be the last during the pandemic, and all of a sudden they had to shift gears. They were planning future seasons out, rather, and I think they had to change course. They were told that they had to kind of pivot over to these bonus 6 episodes for season 10, and I think they were like, okay, cool, we'll do like 6 bonus episodes and then we'll just continue on with the show. And I think while they were working on those bonus 6 episodes, then that a few months later, that was when they were like, oh yeah, by the way, this is going to be the final season. That was when AMC announced this is going to be it. And I think then they again had to pivot, and they were like, oh, okay, so now we have only 24 episodes left to tell whatever story we want to tell. And honestly, like, I bet at that point people were probably like, oh, I wish we had known that when we started doing the bonus 10 episodes, because maybe we wouldn't have spent some time doing some of these other things. We would have focused, we would have shifted our focus, right? And so with that in mind, I kind of feel for the people who are working on the show, because I think that they had whatever their master plan was, and I think that it's had to shift once, twice, several times, and whatever these final 8 episodes are, I think that they just had to really try and make them feel like the final 8 as best as they could. And right now, I haven't been convinced by these final 2 episodes that I've watched that they are the final, part of the final 8 episodes of The Walking Dead. They just don't. They don't necessarily strike me as anything other than like any other episode of The Walking Dead. Like they could be in the middle of like a season 8, a season 5. The only thing that really convinces you of that is some narration over the beginning of the episodes that I don't want to really like spoil, but does it does flash back to just iconic moments from the series. And if that wasn't at the start of the episode to really like, let you know, hey, we're almost reaching the end. Do you remember these moments that happened in the past? Like, I think that they would just feel like any other episodes. So all that said, and this went on much longer than 5 minutes, I enjoyed the episodes. I think that fans are going to really enjoy 11-18. And I don't know, I'm a little apprehensive moving forward about like where the show is going. And I hope that it's just not trying to do too much, because there was a time a while back before the final season was announced, that maybe it was even when the final season was first announced, but there was a point where I was like, wow, I think that The Walking Dead has a chance to deliver a more satisfying, a better ending than the comics did. And I hope that's still the case. I'm really not sure at this point. I'm kind of just hoping that that's still able to happen, even though it feels like it has so much that it needs to cover in the final episode. So thanks for watching this. If you're still here, let me know if you like this. If you hated this, I will never do it again. Maybe I will delete it in the future. If you liked it, maybe I'll do this, weekly as we're going into the final, stretch of episodes. Otherwise, yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this, if this is a one-time thing only. So if you want to read my actual thoughts on the final 2 episodes, or not final 2, but the 11-17 and 11-18, you can find them on insider.com. That's where all of my Walking Dead coverage lives, and that's where it will be for the entire season when the show returns on October 2nd. You will be able to watch, by the way, both 11-17 and 11-18 on October 2nd if you have AMC Plus. And if you are wondering if episodes will be available a week early for the stretch of 8 episodes, as far as I know, they will be. That pains me a little bit, because I cannot do my coverage or talk about spoilers from any of the episodes until they air on television. So everyone kind of becomes like a week ahead of me, even though I'm like a few weeks ahead of people to begin with. Like everyone then becomes like a week ahead of me. So it is what it is. Okay, that's it. I'm going to stop talking, because I'm probably just going to keep going if I don't stop. So thank you.